Let's talk about missions. Let's walk you through what God is doing in our ministry. Journey with us to the mission fields. Allow us saturate your mind and hearts. Get up and close with our close to 2,000 missionaries serving in over 1,600 mission fields in 19 countries across the world. Let us share with you the challenges we face and the victories we've made through the power of God. Let us take you inside EMS.
It's always a delight to be with you every Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us on Inside EMS. My name is Elizabeth Josiah. On today's episode, we'll take you through an exclusive interview with a man that was born in a Muslim family in Gombe State and raised in Plateau State, Nigeria. He encountered Christ as a boy at the SIM Primary School, Zambuk, and became a Christian. Let's go meet this phenomenal man of God.
We are live in Gombe in the Bubashongo area, and we are at the residence of Reverend Usman Garba Zambuk. We're here to have a conversation with him. Thank you very much, sir, for having us.
Thank you so much. I am grateful.
Yes, sir. So just start off from your childhood. Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Yes, I came from Zambuk.
Okay.
I was born of a family of Alhaji Usman, Foreman Kudi Zambuk, who was a miner in the tin mines in Plateau State. My mother gave birth to me here in Zambuk. During the birth, I was told that there was some complications, so they brought me down to, they brought my mother to Gombe.
Okay.
And so I was given birth to in Gombe General Hospital.
Yeah.
After that, after 40 days, my mother returned to my father in Plateau State, and where he continued, or where they continued their tin mining. And because they were going from one place to the other on the plateau looking for tin and mining, at the time my mother decided that she would stay in one place. She is tired of the going from one place to the other. So my father bought a house in Bariki Ladi.
Okay.
And that's where we stayed with my mother. I am the last born of my mother. My father had 4 wives,
Oh, wow.
but I was the last born of my mother. So from there, I started going to school from Bariki Ladi to Ganarop. The school was in Ganarop, the primary school. So we go to Ganarop every day and then come back to Bariki Ladi. We trek. Yes.
What distance was that?
The distance is about 7 to 10 kilometers, something like that.
Wow.
Yes. So from Ganarop, I stayed up to class 4 in the primary school. Then my brother came, my brother who was already in Zambuk, and he was, later he was elected as member in the House of Reps during the Shagari regime. But before then, he went to Bariki Ladi and took me and brought me to Zambuk. And in Zambuk, the primary school is an SIM primary school.
Wow.
So I joined the SIM primary school. Coming from a Muslim background, that is where I encountered the Bible.
Okay.
Because in the primary school, you are taught CRK and you do memory verses. So that's where I first came into contact with Christianity.
Wow.
But I do not give my life to Christ until 1973, when I found myself in government secondary school Biu after my primary school in Borno State, the Borno State now. It is there that I had an encounter through the message of one evangelist, Manase Wakawa. He used to be in Jos, but I landed he's either in Togo now or so.
Okay.
Well, so that was how I gave my life to Christ. And from there, the battle started. My father was not happy.
Wow.
So every time my father would write me letters and asking me not to forget the Muslim prayer, the Salah. But 1977, I finished my secondary school, and that time my father also migrated from Plateau to Zambuk after retiring from his work as a tin miner. He was not happy the first time he saw me, but I know that there's some things that tied his hand. Among his children, I was the only one that was close to him. And the Christian value that I have got helped me a lot. I am always submissive to him. He sends me anywhere, he gives me whatever to do, I do for him. And every morning, as early as 6, I will go and greet him first before I go on whatever thing I want to do. And I think that brought us close. The only conflict we had was, why am I a Christian? I tried to explain to him why, but he doesn't so much
So
believe in that. Yes.
what you are saying was, despite the fact that you were a Christian,
Yeah.
and your father and your other siblings
Yeah.
were Muslims, they allowed you to stay with them in the same house.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. My father was this kind of Muslims. They are not very violent, and he was not somehow like some of the sects we are seeing now. Yes.
Okay?
He really accepted me, although he tried his best that so that I do not go to the church. On Sundays, he will bring his clothes and whatever. I say, go and wash it for me, so that he stopped me from
Going to church.
Yes. I will carry them, I will accept them, I will keep them, and then on Monday I will do it. And I will tell him, I have to go to church, Father. We used to dialogue with him.
Wow.
I tell him, I have to go to church.
And you were not afraid that anybody, not even maybe your father, but maybe your relatives might want to harm you. You stayed there.
By that time, 1977, I left my father at home and I came to Gombe looking for a job.
Okay?
So I got a job with Gombe Agri Development Project. And you know, when you are self-sustaining,
Yes.
there is a kind of
Independence.
encourage and
Yes.
courage and independence. You know, so I became independent of myself. My father doesn't know even how I secured the job. So, and just as I've told you, my father is not the kind of the violent Muslims and somebody who is too fanatical. He is not
Yes.
fanatical.
Okay?
So we stayed together with them. I go home every time. I have my about 4 sisters married here inside Gombe. They are Muslims. They come to me anytime they wish to, and I go to their houses.
So, sir, how long have you been working with the civil service?
I have been in the civil service for about 12 years.
Okay? Wow. Okay, that's a long time. And was it a very good experience economically, starting off from where you were to working there? What was it like? You were...
I very much enjoy the work in the civil service because I was a science student during my secondary school,
Okay.
and I love biology very much. So when I finished, I decided to join the agri ministry, and I read general agriculture and specialized in animal health and husbandry. So from there, I continued to work with the civil service, and then I went for my HND in the National Research Institute in Vom, Jos, where I did my HND there, and also did my NYSC with one school in Delta State, in Umukwata, Ndokwa local government area.
Okay.
So I enjoyed my work in the civil service because I was doing what my heart wants me to do.
Loves, yes. So with this much enjoyment, sir, and with the way I hear you talk about it, you are very passionate about your work in the civil service. Why then did you wake up one day and decide to switch from that thing you love so much into missions, and not just missions in the city where you were based, to become a field missionary?
That is really a mystery. You see, when I was working as the manager of a different program in Misau. Misau
Wow.
is a town in Bauchi State. And throughout my stay in the civil service, I was so active in the youth fellowship also. I have worked in a dairy farm in Bauchi before, and also a cattle ranch in Darazo, all in Bauchi State. So during the time I was with that in Misau, we go for outreach from our Equa Church.
Wow.
So we went to an outreach to about 3 villages around Misau. We preached, and when we were coming back, it just dawned on me that all these 3 villages that we went, there is no one convert,
No single Christian.
no single Christian
Wow.
in those villages. So that one became a burden to me. And when we came back home, I continued to think over it day in, day out. And it was as if something was saying, these people are going to hell. They need somebody to reach them. Why don't you reach them? They need somebody. So I spent a whole year, 1992, contemplating. And I was thinking, should I go to become an evangelist? But how? Already I am a professional animal health worker now, and I have not read any theology. Well, the little that I know is my Bible. I read, I do Bible study, and what I get from the church. And I was contemplating for 1 year. But after that year, the feeling was so tough and was so heavy in me. I decided that I would go for a seminary training and I will become a missionary. Then the hour came. There was a seminar that was run in a Baptist church, and the topic of the seminar was the coming kingdom. So the preacher preached about the coming kingdom, and it was during that seminar that I decided that I would be a missionary for life. Immediately after that seminar, I came back to Misau. It was held in Bauchi. I came back to Misau and I wrote a letter of resignation.
Oh, wow.
And I gave my superiors that I want to resign my appointment as a civil servant. They asked me why. I said nothing. I just felt I'm not going to be a civil servant again. Where are you going? And I know they could not understand what I was going inside me.
Yes.
I told them I just don't want to work. And that was how, after I was released, I left for the seminary in Jos. I said I must be trained. As an animal scientist, I knew very well that if I had not been trained, I would not be able to perform the way I was performing.
Definitely, yes.
So I went to the Jos Equa Theological Seminary, sat for an examination. I was admitted, and I decided to read missions and evangelism. So they gave me a letter that I should read for a year to do a postgraduate course. I told them no, I will not do that. I am new in this field. I want to start from introduction to
Yes.
the Old Testament and
Yes.
introduction to the New Testament.
Yes.
The registrar then, one Reverend Bello Misal, is still alive but retired. He said, people are coming here to read and finish and go. You want to stay? I say yes. So they gave me 2 years to read a degree program. I told them 2 years is too small. I would like to take the program for 3 years. He said, okay, you can do it as you wish. I said, give me another letter. So he gave me another letter for 3 years. So I started with the introduction to the Old Testament, introduction to the New Testament. And within 3 years, I finished my course and back a degree in mission and evangelism. That was how I finished. And when we finished, I told my wife that from the beginning, God was calling me to be a missionary. That's why I do that, and I will go and work in a mission organization. So I decided to write an application to EMS. I wrote one to rural development. I wrote another one to port, because I discovered all the three I can fit in to do one thing or the other by my training and by my secular profession.
Yes.
And we told God that anyone that came first, we are going there. So we gave the application the same day to all of them. And truly, after a week, the second week, EMS called us for an interview. So we went, and they interviewed us, and we agreed. And they posted us to Bauchi then.
Bauchi again.
Yes, again. So I came to Bauchi, and I was handed over to a coordinator, and most of the people, the DCC secretary, the others, they know me already. Some of them didn't believe their eyes that I am the one.
Yes.
So the DCC secretary then, Reverend Dan Amare, tried to persuade me to go and start planting a church between the university and the polytechnic, an English church. I told him, no, I have signed to do an EMS work and missions, and I want to be a missionary. The people in the villages, I have seen them. They needed missionaries. He tried, and he failed. So the next day, the coordinator took me directly to Mia area among one tribe we call the Siris. The Siris are a tribe that are idol worshippers. And as at the time I go to Siri, I think we can only say there is only one Siri man that we know that was a Christian. One Ibrahim.
The rest of the people were
They are idol worshippers. They are pagans. So I went and started the mission there. We started in Siri Zurfu because there are 1, 2, 3 different series. But this one was Siri Zurfu. So that's where we started the mission. And within 1 year, God gave me 7 families who came to Christ, and we started the church with
amazing.
them. Yes.
Wow. So looking at that very humble beginning, sir, your work from being a civil servant to becoming a field missionary. I'm aware that you moved from becoming a field missionary to a DCC coordinator, you moved to regional coordinator, and then you did a home missions coordinator, and then you're currently pastoring the Ekwa Good News Church here in Gombe.
Yeah.
How can you say your life has been? What has been this extraordinary thing? Do you feel fulfilled as a person?
Yes. One of the things that have been my driving force in life since I went into mission, I discovered that you cannot do missions without you being glued to the owner of the missions.
Yes.
So anytime anything comes, I consult God. And there is a way I get assurance that you are on track.
Wow.
So when I started as a missionary in the field, one day I just saw my coordinator and the DCC secretary then, Reverend Mohammed Dangamaria, with a pickup and with somebody, a missionary, and they said they have come to carry me. And you know, in EMS then, I don't know now, when they come to carry you, you don't ask questions.
Yes.
And you don't even know where you are going. They say they have come to carry me, so they dropped the missionary they brought with, they came with, and said I should hand over to him. I handed over to him, and then they carry my Lord. And then we came to Bauchi. Then they took me to the DCC. They said you will be the coordinator because the coordinator is retiring. And that's how I became the DCC coordinator in Bauchi. After 5 years, there was need for EMS to restructure because of distance. For a missionary to leave Borno to come to Jos,
Yes.
for a complaint that will just not be more than 2,000, and you are going to give him a salary of 2,000, then he will go back to Maiduguri. It will be as if he has not getting anything.
Yes.
So a restructuring took place. We brought an idea that in the government where I was working, we have zonal offices, and we have superintendents that look after a particular geographical area. Why don't we zone this EMS?
Yes.
So that was how the zoning came up. So when the zoning was done, it is as if those of us who are talking about zoning, I was picked to be the one to start the zonal office in Gombe. So I left Gombe. People were saying, how are you going to go to Gombe again. A prophet is not honest in his hunger.
Yes, yes.
But inside me,
Mm.
I was just telling God that this is what you want me to go ahead of me. And we started the office. So after staying in Gombe for 5 years, I was also transferred here to go and start a central regional office in Abuja. And that was how I went and started that new office also.
Wow.
And I've been in Abuja for about 7 years. Then I was transferred to the EGWA headquarters to start a national office as a national coordinator. So I came in, then they titled it Home Missions Coordination. I started that one also. So within 3 years, I was there in Jos when suddenly the need came that a new director has been appointed, and he is finishing his term. And somehow, when you work with people, there are times you have some brushes.
Yes, definitely.
So we had some brushes that I could not understand what was going there in the office. I didn't understand. But later I understood. And because of the way I usually solve my issues, whatever happens to me, I just go back to the owner of the mission. So the owner of the mission made everything clear to me and made me not to worry and to tell me that anywhere I'm going to take you to. And I was very much willing. So one day I was told by the GS that they are going to transfer me to my DCC, Gombe DCC. And that was how I came to Gombe. When I came to Gombe, it was in December. I went straight to my hometown. And in fact, the 1 month I had was like a rest for me. So in February 2015, the DCC secretary came with a letter that I had been posted to Ekwa, the Hausa section here near the university, Ekwa Tudunwada. And that was how I went in there. And I have come to see the reality of Psalms 119, 105, which will say, my word is a lamp to your feet, not a torchlight. You don't see what all you need to do is to take one step at a time.
Yes.
So I went in with one step, and then I will see the next step to take. As I put the step, another step, and I did 3 years there. After the 3 years, I was transferred to Equa Good News, GRA, where I presently serve. I have been there now for 4 years. Last year, I had some, what do we call it? I was sick.
Oh.
I had a pneumonia case
Oh.
that confused all the doctors, and they thought I had COVID-19.
Oh my.
So at the end of it all, it was not COVID-19, but it was a kind of a pneumonia. And I had to be hospitalized for about a month, and then God gave me healing, and then I came back to the church. Up to this year, around January, February, I was still not feeling okay. So in March, I wrote a letter to the DCC because the church is a large church. There are people, there is a lot of work to be done there. And I thought that for me to stay there and not allow people to contribute their own part,
Yes.
I will have to go to God and ask some questions. And really, it was clear in my mind that I have served now for some years and that I can even retire. So I gave a voluntary retirement, and nobody knew that I have given that retirement until June before they know it. And they were asking me, what did they do? What is the problem? I said, there is no problem. I don't have any problem with anybody. It's only that just as God has led me to come into missions,
Yes.
I can feel in my spirit God is saying, it is now time for you to rest. So that's a summary of my stay in Gombe DCC.
Amazing life story, sir. Your testimony is very encouraging. Tell us about your family.
I am very happy to tell you that God was really gracious to me. After my NYSC 1984-85, I came home and I wanted to get married. There was a lady I was courting who is presently my wife. When I finished my NYC, I came home. I told her we are going to get married by the grace of God next year by 1987. We'll be getting married. But 1986, when we were trying to talk to get married, it dawned on us that we can even do it in 1986.
Wow.
So December 1986, 20th December, we decided to get married. She also come from a Muslim background.
Wow.
And coincidentally also, she is the last born of her mother.
Oh.
The father had 4 wives.
Okay.
Coincidentally, my father has also 4
Four
wives.
wives.
And all of us were the last borns of our mother. So God joined us together and we got married in 1986. And ever since that time, God has blessed us with 4 biological children. We have 1 that we adopted, who is an orphan. So we would say we have 5 now.
Yes.
4 of them are all boys, while the 1 is a lady.
Hmm.
And we really bless God for them. So the eldest of them is in Maiduguri. He is already married, while the one following him is in Abuja working with a company, while the lady teaches with the Kaboro Health Technology in Kaboro. And then the other 2 are still in their universities.
Reverend Zambuk has contributed tremendously to the body of Christ, and we bless God for his life. We'll quickly take a break now. Stay with us.
Master's call, go ye into the world. There's always something you can do that is precious in his eyes. We are the righteousness of Christ. Since we believe in him, we will preach the gospel in season and out of season. We go in faith, prayer, and action. This is the Father's heart, that everyone will be saved. The love he has shown is the love we will show to the world in every way. It's time to go, it's time to go, it's time to go in faith, prayer, and action. It's time to go, it's time to go, it's time to go in faith, prayer, and action. Young and old, whoever you are, this is the call on every one of us. You can give your widow's mite to support the work of the kingdom. Shine the light in everything you do. We are the righteousness of Christ. Since we believe in him, we will preach the gospel in season and out of season. We go in faith, prayer, and action. This is the Father's heart, that everyone would be saved. to go, it's time to go in faith, prayer and action. It's time to go, it's time to go, it's time to go in faith, prayer and action. Here is the master's call. Go ye into the world. There's always something you can do that is precious in his eye.
Welcome back. You just watched and listened to EMS's theme song, Time to Go, written and composed by Kespan Yarunzaki. Going forward, when it was time for Reverend Zambuk to answer the call in ministry, he had to resign from civil service and move his family to the mission field. That was a massive change for him and his household. In this next clip, we hear from Reverend Zambuk's beautiful wife.
Just finished talking to Daddy now, and his experience is just so inspiring. I'm wondering what it must have been for you being the wife, because I understand that when he was inspired by God to take the decision to move from being a civil servant, and if I understand what he was saying, he was already a manager at that time that you were married. And for him to walk to you and tell you, God is telling me to resign my job in this company and go to become a field missionary. What was the experience like for you? Did you fight it? Did you just go with it? Could you tell us about that?
In fact, when he told me about the situation,
Yes, ma'am.
what I did was that, Tom, this is God work, and the way you are acting in the office, that is a worldly office. You will go from 6 a.m. up until 6 p.m. Then you come back from work. Why not into God's field? So what I did was that I asked God to help my heart. I said, Tom, look, since we came from Muslim background,
Yes.
let it be safe. And all of us have come to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. Why not those in the bush, those in the open area? They need Jesus too.
Yes.
Since he sees that, yes, this is very important for us to do, why not? So what I did, I answered him and said, no problem, Bishop. So, okay, if that's the case, you're going to school. I said, no problem. So we went, I attended the interview there in the seminary. That by then, Reverend, what is his name? Kore.
Okay,
was
Reverend
provost.
Damfulani Kore.
Okay. As the provost. The provost said, oh, for him, he didn't want any pastor to come and do schooling here without his wife. Because if you have gotten the awareness
Yes.
of how to serve the people,
Yes.
your wife didn't, how are you going to act? If the wife said no, you didn't have anything to do. Either to leave the work or to gnash your teeth.
Yes, because you cannot leave your family.
You cannot leave your family alone and
Yes.
do the work. So we went. I went for certificate course. We did it.
Oh, you did a certificate course?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We did it. After that, when he applied for the appointment, he said he want to go for POT, people-oriented development,
Okay.
or RD, rural development, because he has the experience.
Yes.
So I asked him, I said, why not EMS?
Hmm.
Then he said, EMS? I said, yes. So, EMS, see many students have finished the school now.
Hmm.
We are here in the compound. Some of them have been given appointment, but they have not been posted. Why? Because of finances. No money to send them
Out to the field.
out to the field. I say, your own should be different.
Yes. Wow.
That's good for you. If that's how those people have experienced this way, maybe your own will be different. So what we have to do is to just
Apply.
go and
Yes.
apply.
Hmm.
He said, is that so? I say yes. So he applied for the EMS. Then he said, how are we going to know that this is where God called us?
Hmm.
I say, it's a simple thing. We have to go in prayer and fasting.
Hmm.
Let's pray and ask God where He wanted us to go and do the work.
Since he's the one who called you.
He's the one who called you.
Yes.
So you don't have any difficulty in this. What you have to do to ask Him
Hmm.
to show you the direction.
As you always see, the owner of the mission. Ask the owner of the mission.
You have to ask the owner of the mission. He will know what to
Yes.
do with you.
Yes, yes.
So okay. Thank you so much. I say we thank God. So as he applied, the EMS, the only EMS, is the one that called him for interview. The port, Neil, the RD, quiet, the EMS. So okay. Yes. Thank you for the advice. I said thank God. God is the one giving us the direction. So we need to lean on Him.
Yes.
He's the one who will help us out in our difficulties where we think that we cannot be able to go. He will go.
Yes.
He will go. Are there no people there where we are going? He is the one who created them. So what we have to do is to go and do the work. So okay, no problem. Thank you. I said thank God. So that's how we enter into
To your
mission
first
work.
mission station.
First mission station, we went to Siri Zuhu.
Yes.
So as we went there, the people, in fact, that time, it was 1996. 1996. Even they don't know what is light.
They don't have light.
The light that they are using is only this current down. That's the stick of this cone.
Okay.
They on the light. Then if they want to take something inside the room, they will carry this one and do like this so that they will lighten what they want to carry inside. So when we went there in the night, we on our light, the lantern.
Yes.
So we went to one of our neighboring house. One woman was seated at her frontage. In the morning, she was asking our neighbor, say, what did I see yesterday? He said, what? He said, I saw something like light. I don't know. I have never seen such light like this. The man said, light? He said, yes, I saw light. People are working with it. What do they call it? I don't know. So the man explained to her that yes, we have strangers. He said, strangers? He said, yes. What did they come to do? The man said, they come to stay with us for a while. I said, okay. That's good. Where are they staying? So the man showed him the house. So we stay in one house that the person was Boka.
Oh, your first house was house of a native doctor. Wow.
We have been praying to God that God will help us in this area. We don't know anything, we don't know anybody. How are we going to do? All we have to do is to lean on Jesus. So, one of our sons experienced something. In the night, you will hear him screaming, crying. What is it? He said his tummy. stormy. I said, what happened? And we just hear this lizard on top of the roof. That's
You were in a thatch house? Okay.
You just hear this lizard was just running like inside leather, one nylon like this, running inside. I said, God, you are there. And you know everything.
Yes.
Take control. Take control. That's how we stay in that day. In fact, we enjoy that place.
Wow.
Seriously, we enjoy that place. When the king, at the time when I'm passing whether to go and fetch water, I will see the women threshing at the threshing floor. Then after I've come back, then I will just see the chief carrying corn inside calabash. Say, I want to carry this to Mama Washina to go and do kunu for Mama Washina. Say, do you know me? Say, no. The way God sent you, I can feel it.
Wow.
I can feel it. Say, that's so. Say, yes.
God had already gone ahead of you.
Yes, He has gone. He has gone. So we stayed there with that. In fact, when we left that place, we have been transferred back to Bauchi, inside Bauchi. When he was sick, he said he don't want anybody to take him to anywhere, only to pastor's house. This pastor that stay here, please carry me to that house. Because when the first time we stayed there, we found out that there is a cholera outbreak.
Okay, there was a cholera outbreak when you went there. Okay.
So my husband went with some drugs. His friends, that's what a nurse, gave him some drugs and said, take it, it will go and help you. The paracetamol and whatever, flagyl. So they will rush and come to him. Paito, we have come to you. Somebody is sick. Somebody is sick. Yes. Then he will come in. Okay, let's pray. Let's pray to go somewhere. So we pray. After prayer, he will go to that house. Then, what is wrong? So person was not feeling fine. We will just take some few drugs and give him. Please take this. The Lord will bless it, and it will be the solution of what you are feeling. Say okay. So that's how we experienced that place. It was a nice stay there. People were praising God. People come to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. Even though it was few people.
He said 7 families in 1 year.
Few people. But in fact, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. We give God the glory because He has done it.
Yes.
Yes, He has done it. And anytime He's traveling down anywhere, I will pray, say to God, go before this man. Whatever situation, whatever challenge you will pass through, you know it. Please take control. And the Lord will lead. The Lord will take control. And everything has gone on smoothly by His grace. By His grace. So that's
it's amazing
experience.
Testimony that we're hearing from you, ma. Honestly, this is very encouraging because I know that it must have been a hard decision for you.
It was. It was. But I give the Lord the glory.
Yes.
Yes, I give
Jesus Christ did it. And now you're back here, he's pastoring a church now. What can you say, from where you're coming from, being in the field? How long were you in the field, man?
About 20 years.
20 years being moving from one mission.
Yes.
It looks like all your children were given birth to in the mission field. Wow.
Yes.
Amazing. And so we are here back where you are pastoring the Good News Church. I heard that when he came to the church, they were supporting 5 missionaries.
Yes.
And he urged them to support 10 missionaries. How can you say that your life has influenced the members of your church towards missions?
The missions, when we came to Ep2 Good News, my husband was so he saw the place, the area. He said, please, can you tell me, what do you do? We left here 2005. And when we left here, this area, this situation, this the environment we left this place. What happened? No change. No even one block you can put on top of one another. Leaving this place like that. Not that there's no money. What is it? He didn't find it easy. He said, oh God. Meanwhile, when we were in Jos, I was helping in one firm foundation.
Okay.
School there in Mr. Ali.
Okay.
So when we had the transfer, one of our teachers asked me, he said, Mommy, I said, yes. He said, you said that before you stay in Gombe. I said, yes, we stay in Gombe. Then why are you going back to Gombe again? I said, I don't know. Maybe there's some work that we have not completed. That's why God is calling us back
To Gombe again.
The woman said, wow. Huh? I said, yes. This is what will you say? I said, yes, this is what I will say. So, I have never believed that you are a pastor's wife until now. I've never believed it. So when we came, we started to do Mada, Equatri. That's how we found the church, right? Three churches everywhere, torn. You see sand everywhere inside the church. The place was so rough. He asked them, what is wrong? Why? I went through your houses, more especially we elders. I found out that you fancy your house so much that you even dressed it in another way. See how your houses are looking so fine. But look at the church. And you say that you love God. You love God. They look at him and say, where is this man coming from? So he tried hard to see that when we came, they said that they didn't have a house. And the house they have is not good. So my husband said, God, this house, what happened now? The house is not good for people to stay in. Say, how many pastors did they stay here? And you are complaining that the house is not good for residents. Why? I said, no, it's not good now. Look at it. Look at when rain is falling, you see, until you carry some basins and put it.
Before you can stay there.
You can stay and sleep. He said, okay, me, I'm not going to stay in this house. My village is just nearby. I will stay in Zambu. I will be coming to Gombe to have my service, do whatever, Bible study, middle prayers, whatever. That's how we stay in Zambu. We didn't come to Gombe. We stayed there. Continued to come, going back. So he tried and praised them and said, you must repair this house. If not, I'm not going to stay here. No money. We didn't have money to do. We have started storing, saving money, and the money is not. He said, how much do you save? He said, 14,000. So 14,000 to repair the whole house. So what he did, he said, okay, we are going to repair it with you people.
So they stayed together and built the pastorium. Wow.
So he makes sure that everything, when he said, okay, we are going to bring down the roof down. So please come out in so date, so time. He told me that I have to make kunu so that people are going to do the work in the pastorium. I said, no problem. I prepare my kunu from Zambogo. 2 jerrycans. He carried and bring other children from the village. He came. He didn't see anybody there, even the elders.
He was alone.
He was alone. So when he came, he told the two boys that he brought them from somewhere and said, okay, let's climb up, and started opening
The roof.
the roof. So one elder came and saw them. He said, Pastor, you yourself. He said, what do you want me to do? I announced to you that you have to come out so that we will join hands together and do the work.
Yes.
And you refuse. What do you want me to do? And I want this place to change. I tell you. So he just continued his work. By 12 noon, they brought down the roof down. When they came, they were just looking at him. Yeah, yes, this man, they said that he was from EMS. And it's true. Look at what he's doing. He pastor himself. So when people came, two of the elders came and met them, and some boys, they came and met them. Baba, well done. You yourself. They say, I give God the glory. God has given me
The strength.
So that's how he changed the environment when they came. We refine and Bukata and Giarafa. We just keep quiet. That's how he did with the church. The church also at June. In June, when rain was falling, he told them that now we are going to remove all the seed from the church and brought them out. We'll bring it out, and I'm going to repair this church because I didn't want to see it this way. And people are saying, it's raining. Where are you going? What do you want us to do when Sunday comes? We want to do the service. Where are we going to stay? Say, I don't know. I don't know. All of us were going to stay outside. So they brought all the seed. He tried to repair the place. He do the terrazzo inside the church. He did it. In fact, he started the interlocking outside the church. So at that time, they transferred him to GRA.
Okay, that's the Equa Church in GRA.
Yes.
That's the good news that
Yes,
you are,
good news we
you are
now,
currently in now.
Currently in now. So when he came, he started throwing the challenge also to...
The challenge started from... Wow. Okay.
So, when he came, he was telling them, what do you do? How many years I left here and nothing has changed in this place? He started, look at this man. He come with his, what is he saying? Say, I will tell you. I have to tell you. So he started, I said, now we are going to save little by little, small by small, so that we will try to change this place. Even though some of them up till now, they say, look at this huge of money you're spending outside. People are trampling on it, marching it, and you said if you want to change a place, say yes, I want to change it. It's my father's house, and my father don't need this wretched place to live in.
I believe that is the same spirit that made him to challenge them to move from 5 missionaries to 10 missionaries.
That's what. So when we were staying, some women will say, God, this mommy, she will laugh with everybody. Look at how she is talking. Sometimes she's quiet as if nothing is happening to her. This and that. I said, my God is able to do
Your
it.
God is able.
So,
yes.
as you have supported us when we went for EMS, you supported us this church.
Yes.
We need more support. So that many people will come to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Because the word of God has told us that the few are what?
Highest, yes.
And the laborers are few.
Workers are few, yes.
The workers are few. So we need to join hands together
to do more.
To do more for Jesus Christ, to do more for God, so that He will be happy with us. Nobody wants to go to God
Empty-handed.
empty-handed. We don't want to meet Him empty-handed. We need to do something. Say, yes, Mommy, we like it. We like it. And we do it by the grace of God. In fact, they are doing it up to today. They are doing it.
Wow, this is very interesting. So it has been an amazing time with the family of Reverend Usman Garba Zambuk and his lovely wife Habiba Usman Zambuk. These people have really shown us what it means to be people that go in faith, prayer, and action. All I can hear from the conversations we've been having is faith. A great faith like that of Abraham, who was told to leave his country and go to a place he did not know. And that was exactly what they did. And then prayer. These are prayerful people. And of course, they have been action people from the onset. So this is a very challenging story. This is a very challenging family, and we hope that you pick up the challenge, as Mommy said, to do more for Jesus Christ, because we don't want to meet Him empty-handed. I pray you pick up the challenge to do what God has been asking you to do, despite the situation, whether it is favorable or not, and God will see you through to the very, very end. Thank you.
These couple have both impacted the body of Christ through the grace and power of God. May God reward them both on earth and in heaven. Thank you for being a part of this episode. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at EMS of Ekwa. May God prosper all that you do in the coming week. Bye.